You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Nashville After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Nashville After Show.
I was like waiting on it. We love it. So good.
Hey guys, Bing is for doing, and we're here doing another Nashville AfterBuzz show. It's for episode 8, titled Where He Leads Me. And we're so happy that we have Whitney back today. Finally, all 4 ladies are here together.
The band is back together.
Woohoo. Yeah, we're happy.
I love it.
So we're going to get a good one in here before we go on our little winter break for our hiatus for a little bit. So anyway, let's just dive right into this episode with the meatiest part of it, with the end. So let's go ahead and talk about the proposal.
What?
That was
Allow
weird.
myself to introduce myself.
Oh, yes. We forgot to introduce ourselves.
Oh, wow. I got so excited. All right. I'm JJ Jurgens.
And I am Lauren Leonelli.
I'm Whitney Lane.
And I'm Jenifer Golden.
Sorry about that. This was just so good.
Wait, though, in all fairness, we all were like, ooh, I screamed.
We were screaming.
Yeah. I mean, what? Didn't we all last week? I think,
You did.
maybe I'm wrong. I think I said if she actually proposes to him, because we saw the candles and we're like, oh my God, if she actually proposes, I feel like the show might jump the shark a little, like that term that they used, that came from the Happy Days. I don't know. Maybe that was extreme of me to say. Maybe they didn't jump the shark, because we'll see where they're going with it. But it was pretty freaking extreme.
It was straight out of ABC's The Bachelor. Like the candles,
Yes.
they took a little idea from The Bachelor, Bachelorette, set up the candles. I was like, this is so, I felt uncomfortable. I was like, I'm uncomfortable. What
I
is
was
about to
uncomfortable
happen?
too. I was like, no, please stop.
When we saw
Don't
that
do
in the trailer last week, we thought no, and we said it's like a Bachelor moment. They're just going to tease us, like they're making us think that she's going to propose, but she's not really going to propose because she just wouldn't. And
It's so out of character and weird and made us all so uncomfortable.
And you're thinking, is he going to say yes? But
Right.
obviously.
Well, obviously, 2 seconds later, when they showed the scenes for what's coming up after the winter break, we see that she's like, I'm getting married. And then we see her with the veil in the car. Now, whether or not this all goes down and it all goes through is probably where the question lies. But the fact that he even said yes and that they're planning on doing this is, I mean, we just watched this character go from one extreme to another. It's hard to, I mean, we all kind of complained. She was very harsh. She was very kind of bitchy. She was very, out there in that sense. And we all wanted to see a little bit of a softer side of her, but it went from like,
Zero to 180.
The whole thing was so uncomfortable. Her being so mean to everyone is uncomfortable. Her being nice and like sort of the middle ground was nice to see the beginning of the episode when she was going to church and being sweet to everyone and like really valued her invitation to join them for dinner or whatever. I think it was a little like too much with the giving of the boots to the sister of
Dana.
Sean and saying, I never had a sister. You still don't. You still don't.
Well, Lord knows Sean's mama is not excited about this engagement.
what did
so
she say to her? She said,
oh, I have that one.
Yeah, we wrote that. We were like, what was that line?
don't hold your
Yeah.
breath. Don't hold
Yeah,
your
and bear
breath.
with us a little tonight because we had some technical difficulties, so we didn't have the DVR, so we had to do a lot.
backseat
Yeah,
filled us
so
in.
and we
Backseat.
missed the first 6 minutes. So yeah, but yeah. So thanks for filling us in, our fan who wrote in for us. So what she said was,
I think it was something like, don't hold your breath, right?
Right.
yeah,
Harsh, really.
you, this family, don't hold your breath, sweetie.
It's
But a taste of her own medicine.
That's
Think
what we all
about
said.
it. Sean's reputation is completely. I mean, it matters. You can't just walk in and he's going to go downhill, and she's just going to be the little.
But let me say this,
perfect
though. I
lady.
mean, okay, I know that, you know, being a professional athlete, there are endorsements and there are things of that nature that are affected by how the public sees you and views you. But for the most part, you're playing a sport. If you're good on the field and you do everything you're supposed to do in your contract, and you're going to get paid anyway. Juliette, on the other hand, if she has a bad image, she's done. So I feel like it's a little more extreme for someone like Juliette or an actor or a singer. If people stop liking them, they don't have fans, they don't have crap. This guy, if he's still playing football well, who cares if people don't like him? If he's on the field and he's getting the job done, he's getting the job done.
Like the mom
but
said
I
something
think-
about his brand.
Yeah, that's what I think so too. And you don't know, he could get injured. I mean, with
Yeah.
sports, your season could be done.
make lots of money with other
yeah, so he
things.
needs the other things. Where I can see where the mom would be like, you know, what is she bringing to the table for him? Like really nothing other than this bad press.
That's her
So
baby
she's,
boy.
like, protecting. Yeah,
Gotta make
That's
sure
her
his
QB.
image. Is,
Yes, her
Who
QB.
calls their own son a QB?
Oh,
stage
proud
mom.
moms. Proud moms will do that. It is the South, people. Football is huge.
It is huge, but let's not confuse a proud mom with a stage mom, which clearly she is.
You think?
Yeah.
She's just protective. I guarantee if I got involved with some guy who had a reputation like Juliette, my parents would be like, you're not gonna mess this up for my daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess, but I think she's borderline stage mom. She was borderline Kris Kardashian. Let's be real.
She's super proud. Super proud.
She was borderline Juliette.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what we all said. As soon as she said that, oh, don't hold your breath, sweetie, we all went, oh, no, she didn't. And then we're like, well, actually, how does that taste, Juliette?
Right.
Tastes pretty good going down, doesn't it?
Oh.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
It's true. It all comes back around. Maybe she'll start to realize a little bit more how she acts and
Exactly.
change it up.
Or do rash things like propose, because that will solve everything. I will see you kicking me out of your family, and I will raise you, marry your son.
Exactly.
Right, like your mom's, this is a really good way to get in with your mom. How about we?
She'll love you.
Yeah, she's gonna, that's a good point, actually.
We also see where it kind of stems from. I mean, she talked to Deacon when he came over about how her mom was always snorting things up her nose, and then how she was molested apparently by her mom's boyfriend. So I think it's like, oh, there's a family image right here. Let me just jump on in that. I don't even think if I really care about this dude enough.
And we did kind of say that when we were watching. She really sunk those claws in super fast, and with the sister comment and stuff, and we were all like, ooh, she's really going for it. So she must really just have that starvation for that family, and I think she's going about it in the bunny boiler way, as Jen would like to say.
How many dates have these people even been on?
They haven't even had sex.
No, she keeps trying. I mean, she's
Maybe
really
that's
playing.
why.
What is happening?
Maybe.
I think we have.
Right after show.
We were close.
This is awesome.
Let's see what's going on here. Do a little twirl here.
I am sweating.
If this is not Deacon, I don't know what to say.
Up a good work.
Oh,
Keep singing. Where are you going?
Why don't you pull up a chair on the couch?
Your very own show
What a
for
tease.
Nashville.
Why don't you sit here and
Where are you going?
You can't even get out. We have locked you in.
You guys, for those of you listening, we have a lovely host that just came in here in his
Marquis Allen,
underwear.
live
Playing
in
the
flesh.
guitar, just like we see on Nashville,
Literally
baby.
in the flesh.
We love it.
Yay!
They're funny.
Well, I saw the guitar peeking through that curtain, and I was like, what is happening? I did not expect a mostly naked man.
I did not even know there was a door there.
No,
I didn't either.
We're learning new things just like you all.
You guys,
Well, if you can't have Deacon, I guess you get that.
Yep, there you go.
that was
Hey.
nice.
We'll
That
see.
was
We'll
nice.
still be rooting for Deacon, but holding us over there for a little bit.
Well, I think my cheeks might be as red.
I'm sweating.
Well, anyway.
Maybe I'm less surprised because I know him, so I'm like, oh, hey, there you are.
Marissa, we need help. We've lost our
Well, since he wasn't wearing any clothes, let's talk about Juliette's clothes because they were cute this episode for once.
Cute dress. Mm-hmm.
The dress, the green dress was very cute, but I have to jump in. Scarlett's outfit when she came to tell Gunnar that she wasn't she wanted to join a band. What did she say?
She just wanted to start writing by herself.
Right. And he was very upset. That outfit was strange to me. But yeah, so I'm just
Scarlett
saying we're talking about
is just an interesting character in general, so
But
her
Juliette,
outfit's kind of fit.
I want to see who that dress was by, the one that Juliette wore. It was really pretty, the one she wore to church. And speaking of shopping, If you guys go on to Amazon.com to do any Christmas shopping, holiday shopping, maybe perhaps you're looking for the dress that Juliette wore on tonight's episode.
Like us.
Which we will be doing. And I buy everything on Amazon because it's easy and inexpensive. But what the best way to do is to go on AfterBuzzTV.com first and click on the Amazon banner, and it'll take you right to Amazon. Ba-bam. Simple, easy as pie. You're supporting AfterBuzz, and you're going right to Amazon, getting all your shopping done, all your holiday needs, right then and there. So we just ask that you do that. It just gives us a little kickback, and that doesn't cost you anything. Barely takes any time.
Maybe you'll get to see more guys playing their guitars in underwear.
That's
do it right after you finish listening or watching our show.
right. Or multitask on your phone and watch whatever.
Do your
But
thing.
You could be on iTunes, and you could be rating and commenting like we also like you to do as well.
We love it. We love to hear from you.
So please tell a friend. It only takes a second, and go on iTunes and on Amazon. 2 birds with 1 stone.
You know
There
what?
you go.
I really liked her green eyeliner tonight.
Yeah, we were all talking about her makeup. It looked good.
Gorge.
And I must say, even though I was afraid that dress was going to get lit up in smoke by the candles,
Right.
it was still pretty too.
Oh, the one she proposed.
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty too with the flowers.
She did well.
There was no ring. She didn't go on Amazon and buy a ring. Just kidding.
You don't buy. I am sorry. You don't buy a ring for yourself. I mean, first of all, normally the man does the proposing, but
Right,
and the
which I,
pursuing of sex. Like, homie is doing everything backwards.
I find it interesting though, because he does say he's a traditional guy. So don't you? I wonder if that kind of.
I actually wish they
Bothers him a
wouldn't
little.
have put in the trailer. Showed us so much in the trailer. I think it would have been great now that we're off until the 9th to have us have people sit there and wonder like what is really going to happen and what's. Yes, that's my only
Well, we
little
have some predictions,
complaint about
though.
tonight.
We'll get to those.
Yeah.
we'll get to those.
Well, let's talk about Scarlett a little bit because you talked about her outfit, her and Gunnar.
I'm sorry. I'm still having trouble concentrating.
This woman, it's like she wanted him and then she gets him, and then she's still whiny about it.
Yeah.
I just want her to
can't.
not be whiny
He's
anymore.
so protective over her too. I mean, it kind of
let's
ruined
talk
his relationship with Haley, and she kind of knew. I mean, they weren't going to be committed in the first place, but then he was like, "What is this? You're trying to make her go off and sing in some band and leave me hanging?" I mean, he cares about her, which I like.
Yeah.
I like Gunnar and Scarlett for some reason, even though Scarlett gets on my nerves a bit.
Yeah, I do like them together. But I think we're all happy that we kind of called last week how Haley would handle the situation. We liked that she was strong.
Yeah, I respect her, actually, out of, like, a lot of the women in the show right now. She could have been really hurt and, like, taken this, I don't know, I wouldn't even know what to do in her position because, to me, that's, like, a nightmare situation. You being in a relationship with somebody that wants to be with somebody else and is just sort of waiting for that to happen and you're just there. But for her to put her foot down, yeah, I'm sure we all have and maybe just didn't even know.
Oh no, it's not fun.
Well, okay. You drink that water.
It's water, folks. It's just water.
Chugging that water.
No, but it's a very relatable situation.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure anyone that really loves or likes a lot the person that they're with, that would be devastating. But she handled it with like grace and dignity, and she respected herself and walked out of that situation.
Yeah, I thought that was great that she was like, I mean, I doubt she really wanted to do that. I'm sure she was really hurt, but she was just like, you know what, I've had this feeling for a while, and you know what, this is not right. Like, bye.
A little devious how she went about it, like, trying to get her to have her own show. But I like the way she handled the confrontation.
Did she admit that was premeditated?
She admitted.
Well, she also admits like Scarlett's good quality. She's like, she's very talented. She went and helped her like get all dressed up to go out. Like she's still like a strong lady. I like it. It's not like she's gonna go cry and run back to people like Scarlett did to Avery.
She's strong, which is nice to see.
And then we see Gunnar. He doesn't waste any time, does he? He just goes straight to the Bluebird and throws one on. He lays one on her.
And of course, Scarlett was like, "Oh no, I can't."
But big eyes, don't forget them.
She's
always confused.
Best singer, I think, but you just can't understand her.
Beautiful voice. I think this is her problem is, or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I think also she's a great actress. I'm not saying anything, but what I think happens is the accent that she is doing is a very strong Southern accent with like a long drawl, and I don't know if it's affected by the fact that has a Australian accent underneath it. I don't detect the Australian accent. It's just she really draws out her words, and she also, her S's, I figured it out in this episode, aren't they're sh. So with the sh and the accent, it's. Do you get what I'm saying? Like
I feel like she doesn't even move her mouth, which is part of the problem.
Yeah.
So she's kind of like.
Yeah, we
So
need
we
some
just want to hear
subtitles
you,
for her.
Scarlett.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
like Charlie Brown's mom. Like Charlie Brown's mom.
Or the teacher and like.
I don't know. It's hard. It's difficult to understand her, and this is the problem. The problem is that she's got some pretty interesting things to say, and it's like dramatic moments. So you're like, wait, what? And so it gets a little frustrating as an audience member to not be able to hear.
I feel like she doesn't speak. She's all eyes and forehead. So like when she's talking, she's really doing this, and then you see her forehead shift, and you know she's emoting, but you don't know what she's feeling because it's always surprised.
If her and Katie Holmes had a baby, they would be an amazing actress, because then it'd be like all mouth and all eyes and forehead. It would be like.
And if they mixed with Kristen Stewart, they would flare their nostrils a lot.
Ooh, good call.
Oh, you guys. Well, what do you think's what's going to happen? Well, congratulations to them, right? Scarlett and Gunnar. I mean, what do you think's actually going to happen, though? They get a little bit of an excitement, some champagne toast for someone taking fate into you.
Poor Haley gets to stand there and present the champagne. Like, here are you two lovebirds.
Yeah, if it doesn't hurt
She's
enough.
probably done this before, I feel like. Been there, done that. She's met plenty of up-and-coming singers, don't you think,
But
in her
how long?
job?
I don't know. How long has she actually been in that position, though? She's pretty young.
Yeah.
I mean,
she handles herself, though.
she totally handles it.
And how about Avery coming by and giving the bottle of wine back or champagne?
His little
back
olive branch to
yes, just
Scarlett.
try to admit
I
that he's-
respected that. I don't really care if he ever comes back from Atlanta, but I respected that move.
I was like, Scarlett, please don't, while he's walking away, yell out to him. I was really hoping she was not going to. Thank goodness she didn't.
I thought she was going
I
to.
thought so too. Thought she was gonna come
Yeah.
back, open the bottle, and
She looked very excited to see him, though, and that's a lot of contrast from last week when she was running away from that lady's house because she saw them together, like, half naked.
And then Avery's on his way to Atlanta. And now we have to see what he's going to do about his bandmates who go way back with him. Well, he lost his girlfriend. I have a feeling we know what's going to
I
happen.
was going to say, if he's ready to throw everyone under the bus, why would he stop now? I mean,
Right. He has no backbone, really.
well, he's all out for himself, and he always just cares what he gets. So I think he'll go
in
ahead
a
and-
way, I'm just going to throw this out there. I think there's a lot of people in this industry, in the music industry, in the acting industry, in the entertainment world that do that to get where they're supposed to be. And I'm not saying it's okay or like it's within my realm of morals, but I don't think it's that uncommon. And
No.
I think
Definitely not.
I think, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're a singer and you're with the band and you get an opportunity to do something solo, like not a lot of people would pass that up. I mean, eventually maybe you could go back to that if you get popular enough, and maybe that's what he's thinking, because I don't know. I mean, you do see this character have some moral dilemmas. It's not like he's just like, yeah, screw them.
No.
Like he does.
He thinks
have,
for 2 seconds, and then he moves on.
well, he thinks about it, and you see him struggle, but I think he just is afraid that he needs to take this opportunity, because otherwise, and I can understand that. Like I'm not saying I've done it, but I can understand thinking, wait a second, what if this is it for me? Like some people, that's their shot, and that's what gets them places. Sharon Stone. I'm just
Yeah,
throwing
you
that
still
out there.
always root for the ones that are like, oh, look.
Yeah.
They
Of course,
right, and that's
but-
why they're obviously framing him as this guy, so we're kind of like, oh,
But
Avery.
realistically, I'm just saying, in the realm of the show, yeah, you're rooting for like the Gunners who are like, oh, it's all going to be fine. I'm going to write it all on my talent. But in the real world, it doesn't necessarily go down that way.
No.
Just saying.
No, it's
You're right.
authentic. Realistic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about the whole Teddy affair and Rayna's reaction.
Well, she actually
reacted.
reacted.
Yeah.
Yay.
We saw emotion from Rayna tonight with Teddy.
I saw an almost tear happen.
Almost.
Shoo, I was thinking though the whole time, it's like this is her escape, and you know she's got to be thinking it a little bit because she's doing it for her daughter. She's supporting him right now through this because of her daughters. But she did feel betrayed by Coleman. You know, she said, what are you going to try to do, throw my whole family under the bus? And she walked out.
I'm not a fan of this whole for your daughters thing either, because I think maybe because of, like, I'm a family of divorce. I think that when people make this claim, and I know I'm not married, so maybe it's different. But in that situation, I think kids would rather see their parents happy and in love and in a loving situation. And Teddy and Rayna do not show emotion. They're not happy, you know? So it's like this whole, yes, I understand she's trying to do a whole, keep the affair pictures and that kind of stuff, keep them out of the thing. But I think this martyr, like I have to stay in this because of my kids, is not right, you know?
It's not.
I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's that she's going to stay in it, though. Is it more that she's just like, let's get through
Helping
this
him?
campaign. I'm helping you get through this so no one uncovers
Yeah.
this whole Cumberland deal. And then she'll figure out. Because we saw a little bit in the teaser, didn't we? You're not taking the girls. So obviously
Yeah.
something's going to happen there.
I agree with that. It does seem very.
I hope so.
Yeah. But also to that effect about, you know, for my daughters or whatever it is, she has the issue with her dad about not knowing that her mom had an affair.
Yes.
And you grow up eventually. You're someone's daughter. You're still someone's daughter, but you're an adult. And you feel betrayed when you're lied to. All those years you think somebody's something, and then all of a sudden you find out. You're still going to make an opinion of them. Whether it's now or then or whatever it is, the time will come. The truth always comes out, and it, you know, I feel like face the facts now, because then your life can grow from there. Versus feeling like deceived
Resentment.
20 years later and be like, really?
Yeah.
That happened? Like how she
totally
feels that
agree.
way about her sister, saying like, you've known this whole time and you really didn't tell me. It's the same thing.
Well, that's what I think you're saying, right, JJ? It's not a healthy situation to set up.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. I mean, yeah, maybe she's trying to work through it just for this one little
Chunk of
section.
time, yeah.
But yeah, it's unclear right now. So if that is what she's doing, okay. But if she's like, I'm going to stay in the marriage, I mean, I don't.
Yeah, because I feel like that's what we've seen throughout these 8 episodes now. We've seen a couple times where it's like she wants to be with Deacon and she wants to, but she's like, no, she goes back and she puts the sad face on and is back with Teddy and the family. So if you don't want to be there, you know.
Don't.
And
Don't
then,
be there.
man, Peggy, she just it's bad. She OD'd
Yeah.
on sleeping pills, and her husband comes in to find her like something. She's really all torn up over this whole situation.
Why do you think she's responding like that, like freaking out
The Cumberland
so
deal, I
badly?
feel like. If that's
she's gonna
really what
be-
it all stems to, that they did try to like embezzle $2 million, then that comes out. You can still, I mean, that can really hurt you, right?
I guess it could, but I mean, maybe, yeah, I mean, there's obviously potential jail time and all of that stuff happening. But again, and I'm not trying to, but they paid it back. I mean, I know I'm making
I don't think the law cares.
I know, but I'm saying they borrowed the money and paid it back. So if they tried to erase the trail, like, I don't know. I'm a very honest person. I'm making myself sound like I'm not, but it's not like.
Drink some more water.
I don't know that I believe, yeah, right. I don't know that I believe that she would try and kill herself over that.
I think it's a lot.
I think that there's many layers to the story. Like, why in God's name would she help Teddy, who's not her husband in the first place,
something
with
else.
something so
Yeah,
definitely.
terrible? Like, you're doing a legitimate crime that will send you probably like away for years. You're ruining your family's chances now anyway. So, like, pay the consequence, A, and B. Like, you're a crazy person.
But the motivation, the motivation is what I think is making me wonder, because that alone, yeah, it's a big deal. I get it, but it's not like, geez, I mean, there's, you know, for example, there's shows like, we were talking about it, like Homeland, where one of the characters is dealing with some major double agent issues with like terrorism in his family. Like that character, I could see him trying to take some pills and be like, this is too much for me. But embezzling money and living with the secret forever and maybe possibly learning about it coming out, I don't know that that's enough motivation for me to think that I mean, yes, it's very stressful, but maybe that's what I'm saying. Is there something else underneath?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because
She's got feelings for Teddy. It's been there.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
to me is not enough for me to just say.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, because also if it was just, you know, if it was just platonic and she didn't, you know, want to be with him. Now, if you did something like embezzlement with somebody and you know, you put that chapter of your life behind, would you ever go and work on their campaign where your whole
You steer
life is
clear.
gonna? Yeah, you would
say,
not.
I got away scot-free.
I'm
Thank
gonna-
you and goodbye.
yeah.
Hope you are happy.
Well, I'm sure it's like, I'm never going to have a chance with Teddy if all this is happening. He doesn't want me to speak to him. Does this mean I'm losing literally
Right.
everything? You
Right,
know?
right, yeah.
It's so much more for Peggy. She's really taking it to heart and really should not handle it that way. Bless her heart.
The reason why she helped him embezzle the money is the reason why she's now back trying to help in the
Right.
campaign.
Correct.
There's something else, and I think we know what that
And
might
the
be.
reason she tried to kill herself.
And he is pushing her away, which is kind of interesting to see, because I do believe that he did not have any affair with her. And
yeah.
I think that it is really all coming from her, and you can see it in her crazy eyes. Like, not to make light of the fact that she tried to take her own life, but she was crazy when she showed up and was like, I need to talk to you.
Well, she said Robert was going to leave her, so she was freaking out over that and how to handle it. It's like, it seems like Teddy might be her only friend that she really has ever had, and now she feels like she's losing that completely, has no one to talk to. I mean, what if she loses Robert too? She's just alone. I'm sure she thought about all this.
Did they? I don't remember any mention of
And where
children.
was Robert?
In China.
Yeah.
Why?
On business, I think. Business
So
trip.
why
Very
are they
rich man.
Why are they embezzling money then?
Well, that was a few years ago.
Yeah, it was 2008. Everyone was.
Yeah,
in
she
bad,
met Robert after that, if I remember correctly.
Everyone was in bad times then, Jen.
Oh, well, that makes sense then if she met Robert after that, because I thought maybe that, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't going to help Teddy anyways.
But she wasn't embezzling money for herself. She was doing it for Teddy. So even if she had the money, I mean, I guess.
Well, do you all believe that Peggy was the one that came up with the idea to embezzle the money?
I don't know.
Yes, same.
I don't know if I buy
I
that
think
either.
Teddy, I mean, he's trying to be honest with Rayna, but at the same time, I'm thinking he's still holding a little bit back because obviously they were having this family meeting without her, and she shows up and she's like, really? Still on the back burner? You're not telling me anything? How can I help?
There's something they're not. There's a certain percentage of it they're not leaking out yet, I think.
I agree. We had somebody write in last time, and they thought that the lyrics for the song that Rayna sang with Juliette at the end was about the affair that Teddy had, and they think that Rayna knew. Which, after listening to the song and going back, I don't think that that they did, or that she obviously knew about it the way she reacted in this episode. But when I went back and looked at that scene, there was many times where, like, on key lyrics in the song talking about somebody cheating and lying and stuff, that they flashed to Teddy, and he just looked so guilty. It wasn't just, it was blatant that they were trying to make him look like there was something there that he was hiding.
And
so.
maybe it was just because he was hiding the whole picture situation. He needed to let her know. That's why he didn't want her to stay and celebrate. He wanted to go home and drink with her there instead of hanging out with the label after their big duet.
Because it was going to come out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah. I don't know.
Now
I still
it's
think,
out.
I think there is something, like you said, something more coming with that, though.
There's always something with this show.
Oh, yeah.
that's what
Always
makes us
something.
keep coming back.
That's right.
Exactly.
Speaking of that awesome duet.
I know. Wrong song.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's called.
It's up to
good.
number 15, right, is what they said. It's like already jumping the charts. So what are they going to do next?
Co-headline.
Yeah.
I think that Rayna should say yes.
I think she will.
She didn't say no.
It's a viable option for both their careers, honestly. If everyone loved it that much and it's just rising to the top, why not jump on that train?
They don't hate each other. I mean, they work through their issue. It's business, as we saw in the very,
dramatic.
giving of information previews. I mean, it seems like she does say yes because then she's taking her kids on tour, or trying to. Wasn't that what?
I feel
so.
yeah.
But I think that in that moment when it was offered to her, I was like, say yes. Say yes, Rayna.
Me too. And
she needs
back
it.
before, earlier in the season, I would be like, heck no, don't go with her.
Right.
But now it's like, it only makes sense for both of them.
Yeah, 100%.
Maybe that's when Rayna swoops in and becomes that mother figure at some point.
Yeah, and clearly this little lady needs it.
Yeah, let's talk about our mother figure. We only see Deacon comes in finally, 40 minutes into the episode. Right. We're a little upset about.
Where
but-
were you, buddy?
Finally.
looking dashing as ever.
Yes.
He looks like he had a haircut.
Like he got a haircut, Susan?
Like he had one, yeah.
Maybe he did.
He looks attractive. I love him, whatever. No big
I'm
deal.
sure some of Deacon's fans would notice if he had a haircut, so let us know,
Tweet
people.
us.
And everybody tweet that you wanted to see him on this show so that we can
Tweet
get him in
at
here for you.
us.
Yeah, at him. So anyway, he brings Juliette a letter from her mom.
Yeah, Jolene.
An opened letter.
Yeah.
Which she had called, apparently, tried to call earlier in the episode and didn't get through. So it's like she's trying, because she's still in rehab. I mean, she's making progress, obviously.
I'm
and
sure there's a
Deacon-
12-step. Oh, I just spit everywhere. Sorry, people. I'm sure there's a 12-step thing where, one of the things is to make amends.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
And that is
so-
one of the steps.
But she will not take it. And you find out a little bit more why, which we talked about earlier. But, I mean, I don't know. There's so much resentment there, and you can understand why.
Yeah, especially when she said, her first kiss was from one of her mother's men.
Creepy,
And
yeah.
so it was, I think, a good way to tie in the way, she was. It explained a lot more about the family dinner and how she reacted
And
to
it gives
Sean's family.
Exactly, and it gives you a reason to, again, they're working on showing these two different sides of Juliette, and it sort of starts to explain where we've seen her living in the past, and this really angry, upset, hurt little girl. And when she tells that kind of information, you go, okay, like you start to give her a hall pass a little, like, all right, okay, all right. She's just, you know, and it's just, like we said before, it's quite a jump to make from that to this, like, here, let me help you unset the table, Mrs. Football Player's mom, or whatever her name is.
Butler.
Miss Butler thing.
It's weird though that like 8 episodes in, we're finally starting to know more about her and her mom's relationship. Yeah. But and you know, we like faulted her for it in the beginning. We're like, you're so unaccepting, you're not forgiving, yada yada. We're not in her shoes, we don't know. But I mean, there's something to be said for picking your own family, and she's clearly trying to do that.
Yeah, but poor thing, she better be careful, because in the end, I don't know if it's going to work out. She could just be hurt all over.
You can't run away from your problem. She needs to deal with it, just like she told Deacon.
She better not hold her breath.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was interesting, that's for sure.
So speaking of Deacon, what do you think is coming up next for him?
Well, he's going to go on this tour.
They're all about to go on tour, I think, and it's going to be good
Everyone
for all of them.
How are we going to follow everyone's story, and who are these new people they're going to bring in?
Where is Deacon going to be when he's not with the 2 ladies of his life?
I know.
Not drinking. He's drinking water.
But maybe sitting by that cool pool, which we only saw briefly, but it was, we believe, a guitar pool, which was pretty sweet.
Cool.
Apparently, these rebel kings are pretty big. I don't know if they're like
Huge,
the Gypsy Kings or like.
Wait, they're not a real band, correct?
No.
Okay, because I'm not like very uber familiar with the country scene, but I was like, are they a real band or not? Like, so for all you fans out there that are wondering, they are not a real band. You're on the same page with me. They're a made-up band. But no, I think he should. They're all getting these opportunities, and like we all said, they should take them. He should definitely go. It looks like he does. It looks like a great supportive crowd for him to be around, and I think it will be interesting to watch how the stories can converge back together if they're all off doing their own thing. They've got to they've got to cross paths.
Oh, have to, because that's the storyline we're all rooting for, you know?
Yeah.
I wonder what we're gonna see though, because you know everyone's doing their own thing with different characters. If he's on tour with all those people, that's who he's around. That's who we're gonna see.
I mean, it just could be a linear A and B like plot line, but
who knows with Nashville.
I would like to see them cross paths, and if they're doing like a domestic tour, then maybe they'll be in the same cities or
Interesting.
something will go down, and late night at a bar somewhere or something. Who knows?
Then she'll have her kids with her on tour. Then they'll be at a family-friendly bar and realize that that's his daughter. It'll all come out.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I keep waiting.
It'll come. Right now, we're focused on a wedding. We'll get to that situation
That
here later.
wedding. That is not going to happen. That mom is going to like call it off when the priest says like, does anybody have any objection? She's going to be like, I don't want that slutty girl. She's a bad influence. Something's going to go down at the church.
You got to say these predictions.
Sorry.
Yes.
I jumped ahead. I'm just saying it's not going to happen. That's all.
Well, let's go ahead and do anything else on the episode anybody wants to touch on?
I think we got it.
Excited for after the break.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be tough to wait. But
January 9th.
Yeah, so January 9th, everybody. So we're off until then.
Yeah.
But
News
pick
and
up.
gossip?
Yep, let's go to news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So we said January 9th, which we just found out Callie Corey was very excited because they kept Nashville on the same day, Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. So she thinks that's kind of like a little, they're rooting for them, keeping them at the same time instead of switching it around. So that's good. Also with ratings news, they're keeping its 1.8 rating with 18 to 49 big crowd that everybody kind of goes for. But the DVR, the recordings for that has gone up 57%.
Nice.
So a lot of people are saving Nashville when they're watching this, which is good to
Yay.
know for our show. So we have some cast news. Hayden got in a car accident. If y'all read about that in Nashville, she was going to turn at a red light and ended up colliding with someone, but they're both okay. And she actually tweeted, she said, "Thank you, Nashville Police Department. Was in a scary accident and they were great." So good job,
Yay.
Nashville PD. Also, Hayden was caught with a red Solo cup filled with whiskey, kind of chugging that along with Toby Keith, whose song Red Solo Cup, so it kind of fit right there. But they were having some fun at the CMT Artist of the Year, which she hosted along with Rascal Flatts. So you can catch her hosting that on December 8th on CMT.
She's allowed to have a drink.
She had to gulp some of that Fireball whiskey.
Oh, that's good.
You have to at a
She's
country
really
award show.
embracing the country.
Yeah,
It's
I like
true.
it.
It's true.
It's fun. I like to see that. Seems
a little more
excited about it.
authentic.
Yeah, it does.
On a completely different level, Connie Britton Golden has teamed up with Curel. You know, the lotion kind of for dry skin. So Curel Skincare and Direct Relief International to offer relief to victims of Hurricane Sandy. So she's kind of helping out that. So they just teamed up. It was news that just came out today. So interesting stuff. And last thing I have in music news was ABC's Music Lounge has now come out with a Nashville-inspired docu-web series called On the Record. And it has 2 new original songs, lots of different episodes. I think there's a new one tonight coming out. But you can check that out on the ABC Music Lounge, along with you are able to pre-order the soundtrack, the original soundtrack for Nashville. So go to abcmusiclounge.com and get all of that stuff.
And also, on a side note, I had a spotting out on the scene in Hollywood. I saw Gunnar. And his name is Sam Palladio and Haley out together. I didn't see any canoodling happening, so I can't say, but they were together and
in Hollywood,
and they were out together. That's all I'm saying. So
who knows? Maybe we'll see something.
Keep your eyes out for some People Mag photos. Maybe we'll see some real shots of them together.
Nice.
That's all for news and gossip.
All right, sounds good. Well, let's go ahead and get into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, you've already kind of predicted.
Sorry, I blew my load kind of quick tonight.
See, I think, though, I agree with you that I don't think the wedding's going to happen, but I think what might happen is Hayden, as she's driving to the church, is going to be like, wait a second, what am I doing? I can't jump into this, and she might just not show up.
Or her mom's going to be there or something.
I just feel like maybe she'll realize I'm young. What am I jumping into? I'm just not going to show up to this.
Something's definitely going to happen because if she gets married, then there's no more drama with her. Yeah. Like then she sort of has this happy family unless something happens with him and their relationship. Yeah. But I just, the whole thing just makes me so uncomfortable. I want it to stop.
I just see her not showing up and then his mom being like, I told you shouldn't have gotten involved with this girl. And he's like all hurt and disheveled and then
she goes on tour.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I agree with all of you that it's not going to happen, but I think it's going to be him that backs out of it.
And I think I'm more on your side, JJ. I feel like that his mom is going to put a stop to it.
Or maybe he's just going to be like, what am I doing? They both need to just realize, what are we doing? Maybe they'll do it together and just be like, you know what? This is dumb.
Yeah. Wake up, you two.
Crazy kids.
I think Gunnar and Scarlett they're about to get to become a relationship.
Yeah.
But it'll take time. It's got to take some convincing. She's still got Avery on her brain.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is it for us here at the Nashville AfterBuzz Show. So where can everybody find you guys?
I'll start at Jen the Jew on Twitter, Instagram, JeniferGolden.com.
Scarlett.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm at Whitney Lane 1118 on Twitter and Whitney-Lane.com on my website.
And I am at Lauren Leonelli on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and my website.
And I am at JJ Jurgens on Twitter and at JJJurgens.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we can't wait to join you back in a few weeks. So happy holidays, everybody. Have a great one.
See you in January 2013.
Or January 9th.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.